All right. Welcome, guys, to the anticipated new game that we're calling the Gladiator Arena. So, I'm pretty stoked about this for a couple of reasons. There's a lot of firsts for this channel. Um, One of them, of course, is Alliance Play. We haven't done hardly any Alliance Play. The one that we've done, we did underprepared, and that's fine. We're allowed to make mistakes when we first start stuff off, but I can tell already that a lot of the players are jumping in with both feet. Um, in particular, Benaya has given a lot of thought to that map. I know Silver Star has, um, Smitty has. A lot of us have thought about that map, and more than we have in a long time because most of us have been lingering in the 100 and 500 map areas for a while. I do like the Mesopotamia, and I do like the team, that island team thing. I might force one of those down everybody's throats here, but it's fun. It's like there's five on one side and five on the other side, and it's pretty straightforward. None of this interwoven stuff like we have to deal with on the Europe map. Anyway, it's time to announce the teams, and let me just tell you right up front how I culled those teams. What I did is I went to our server that is dedicated to the Alliance. I went to the channel that I made specifically for people to volunteer or step forward for this game, and I simply wrote everybody's name down. And we asked everybody to share their in-game name. I wrote it down on a pad, and there were about, I want to say, 20 of those names. Then I went to the Alliance, and in the Alliance, everybody's ranked by level. So I simply started at the top, and if their name was on my pad, I put their level number next to them, that name, right? So I'll just tell you, for instance, the first name that was on my pad was Ria Force or Raya Force, and so forth down the line. What I ended up doing was I assigned from the highest level in our alliance down to the lower levels until I had filled all 8 positions. So Benaya is the captain on one side. That's 4 positions available. I'm the captain on the other side. 4 more. That's 8. So here are the ranked. In this game, it's just going to be by level. And the only reason for that is that we really want participation. So higher level does kind of denote that you've played the game longer and that you're maybe more committed. Although I don't mean to be insulting to people who are lower levels that are very committed, because I know when I was level 6, by the time I was level 6, I was hooked. So I was committed. If I started a game, there's no way I was going to bail and screw over my alliance mates, right? So anyway, it's just a way to organize this first game. I kind of wanted it to be more random in nature. So I wanted to give 24 hours for anyone who wanted to step forward, to step forward, and then just arrange it by rank there so that there's no favoritism. It's very interesting, though. Let me just show you. It's time. I'm holding it back for drama, but here is our teams. So, as I mentioned before, Benaya will get the first pick. I will get the second pick. And in some ways, I just feel like there is an unfair advantage to me as the person who is the caster of this game. So I did want to give Benaya the first pick, so to speak. Not that anybody picked anything, but I'll explain what I mean in just a minute. But before I go any further, some of you may point out, hold on, you're not the only caster in this game. And that's exactly right, because that's the other first. So one of the first is just playing an alliance. The other first is Benaya is going to cast this game from his side. So we are going to parallel cast this. I'm super excited about this. So let me just tell you, overall, what's going to happen is Benaya is going to private cast to his 4. I'm going to private cast to my 4. And so basically, if your name is on this list, you're going to see this game cast. At the end of the time, and I've heard people say that these maps can be resolved within 25 days. So in 3 weeks-ish, maybe 4, when the game is over or completely decided, we're gonna both of us are going to publish publicly these individual parallel podcasts, but also because I'm encouraging Benaiah. I hope he gets his own YouTube channel up and running, and he should. I think he should start casting. He sent me an example, and it was really good. But anyway, we're also going to release on my channel the complete set. So I'm really excited about it. So, for instance, video number 1 will be day number 1, me talking about what we're going to do in our strategy. Video number 2 will be Benaiah day number 1, talking about his initial strategy, right? So we'll just go back and forth like that, and each of us casting the same day. So I think it's going to be really cool for the viewer. Although you guys do have to wait 3 or 4 weeks until everything's resolved, I think once that final product comes out, it's going to be really cool because you're going to be able to see what I'm thinking, what my team is thinking. You're going to see what Benaiah is thinking, what his team is thinking. And one of the things that I liked about Benaiah when he sent me over sort of a sample of his sort of initial casting videos, he knows how to navigate, show screens. And so I think he's kind of a natural, honestly, at casting. I really have been trying to encourage him because it'd be super cool to do parallel stuff like this in the future. Anyway, I'm really excited about this because I think at the end of this, we're going to have a really cool kind of cast of this game that has never been done before. So all of us have seen my videos, I assume, because you're here, you know. And it's fun because you get to see from my viewpoint what we're planning, what's going on, and you can see through the videos when it fails and when it succeeds and whatnot. This is unique because I have never seen videos of what the other side is doing. So it's going to be fun for me too, because like, you know, when I get to see what his perspective was, you know, I'll be more like just the viewer out there. And so I also anticipate that like people are going to be able to predict what's going to happen later in the game because they'll hear my strategy, they'll hear Benaiah's strategy. And, you know, if I'm planning on building up in an area where he's got strong defenses, you at home, so to speak, quote unquote, at home, you guys are going to be like, uh-oh, he's about to walk into a, you know, bandsaw or something, you know? So I just love it. You know, both of us ignorant of each other's actions and yet planning out loud, you guys being sort of like the gods above, seeing down everything that's happening. Super love it. I think it's going to be fun. So here's how it broke down. Silver Star is level 18. Batarik is level 17. So you can see when I said first choice, I didn't mean choice. I just meant we're just trading back and forth the highest level, and then I have the second highest level in the alliance, which is Batarik. And then Alpha Dago is level 16, right? So just that's how we went. That's how it went. There was no favoritism, no choosing at all. Literally, the only thing I chose was that we would just make this a top level game to start with. And then moving forward, Benaiah even mentioned that it might even be cool to start up a national league, meaning sort of a tier that's more like a training league. If you know anything about football, I mean soccer, then you know they have different levels of leagues, right? So we could, we were talking about that. We could maybe set up another alliance that could specifically be a training alliance, because I'll tell you, man, especially now that Silver Star has joined us, and Silver Star has been in the alliance for a while, and I saw him and I was like, holy crap, he's a high level player. But he's actually started to interact with us now on the Discord, and he has a lot of wisdom. He gave a breakdown of the current alliance game that I thought was spot on. You know, he really kind of identified where we kind of fell down, where you could tell we were disorganized. He talked about what could have happened. And so I'm a little bit scared, actually, to have Benaiah and Silver Star on the same team against me, because that's something I've really always observed about Benaiah, too, is that he's very logical, very clear-headed, very methodical. And so there's going to be a bit of a brain trust going on over there. And it's interesting, too, because I've played with Alpha Dago and Harkold several times now. I have not played with my players very often at all. I did play with Carried Away just in this most recent Alliance game. But I'm really looking forward to playing with some new people. And this is also kind of a cool way. What we're doing sort of is integrating the Alliance Play back into the YouTube channel and back into our Discord. So I love that we see some faces that we've had with us for a long time: Alpha Dago, Harcold, Benaya, me, you know, but we're also integrating in this new talent, this high level skilled talent. So this is exciting to me. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm thinking, I need to talk to Benaya, and we need to agree when we want to start this game. It's Friday night right now. I feel like Sunday might be a good day to do it. Sunday's a lot of people's sort of lazy day. It's also some people's chore day. I try to get chores done on Saturday so that I can lay around on Sunday. But anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll try to figure out when to start the game. The good thing is we're going to start this game with that 3-day peace period. And one thing that we saw was that you can set it up for like the first day is just you can't do anything at all. Like literally you can't give commands. You can't do anything at all. And that's the day where everyone's joining up. So, if people are on other time zones, for instance, by the way, in a previous video, I said that Power of Us lived in India, and apologies, he doesn't live in India at all. He lives in Australia. He recently flew back to India, or flew to India rather, because they had a family, death in the family. So anyway, apologies, Power, Australia. But anyway, the point is, literally, like, as I'm staying up late, he's waking up in the morning, and that's when we have our interactions. And then sometimes vice versa, I guess. But anyway, giving that full 24 hours to join, make sure that everyone has a chance to get in the game. And then either 2 or 3 days, I can't remember, I think 3 days of just prep time. And that prep time is very valuable. That's when you're building forts. It's when you're building workshops. It's where you're building, any kind of barracks that you want, if you have a lot of wheat, whatnot. So I'm just excited, guys. That's all I can say. Now, last thing I'm going to say is the latest word I had is that people are assigned randomly to these countries. So that was a surprise to me. I thought that it was always, and it might still be, I don't know this to be true, but I thought it was always, say, for instance, Britain, France, who else was in that? Austria, Hungary, always were together. And it would maybe flip back and forth who gets to be which one. There's a map that's like that, where you play you either play the Central Powers or something like that. You get slotted into one or the other. So that's what I assumed was happening, but someone else said no, it's random. So we're still learning about this gameplay as we go. I'm almost kind of excited if it's random. That's going to be like another cool little roll of the dice there. We're going to have to scramble during that 3-day period to construct some new strategies as we go. So last thing, and then I'll let you guys go, is we are going to make locked channels in the Alliance server that so the 5 of us can talk, and we do encourage you to be active there. Just keep that channel open in the background as you're doing other stuff, as you're at work. You'll be checking on your game instead of working. Just kidding. No one would do that. Anyway, so we will have Discord channels for Benaya's team and for my team as soon as possible. And then again, I think Sunday is when I'm going to start the game. So that'll give us a couple days to think about things, and Benaya and I can talk about it and figure out how we're going to arrange everything. I'm not going to bother with doing a rundown of the expectations, the norms, the rules, so forth and so on, because we can talk about that in game. So I think we might want to have just like a 10-person, what you might call a lounge, where we can all 10 of us talk back and forth. And that can, of course, happen just in the greater channel at large. But sometimes it's nice to be able to reach out and talk to people in the other team. And then we'll have the 2 channels dedicated specifically to the teams. So exciting stuff, guys. I do apologize if you're not in this game. We're going to go away for a few weeks. So you're not going to get the immediate satisfaction, but I do promise you that when we finally do start publishing these, when we start publishing these, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we might do a thing where we just release a pair of videos every day for however long that takes. So we do want to kind of string it out and make it fun for you, give a little anticipation for you as well. So that's the plan, guys. It's really exciting stuff. I'm super stoked. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And if you're on this list, you will be hearing from us in the next few. So thanks, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Adios, amigos.